if you want to stop cultism, eliminate those who are members in your cabinet. We know them. There are so many. I'm not saying they are bad, but if you want to cut it off, cut them off first. Disband it in Edo State. You can come out this morning and say, you, the Excellency, Edo State Governor, Okpebholo, henceforth, all cultism in Edo State has been declared illegal. For that simple reason, anybody who declares himself as a member will now be prosecuted as has violated the rules and regulations or the laws that you place in the land. I always come in peace for the past months that election has passed. It's not time for fight. It's time for solutions. Okay. Most of these men that sell land 3, 4, 5 times in the villages in our place are all the same members. And most of your friends are members of this place. You know that most of your cabinet are in that place there. And so
Mr. Heathrow don send message to Governor Okpebholo. If Governor Okpebholo know say he wan eradicate cultism for Edo State, make e start from e cabinet like cultists dey among APC when e even dey work under Governor Okpebholo. The surplus make e start from there. E also throw more light on wetin Governor Okpebholo promise. The buses never dey work, street lights, transformer, so many things for this very video. And also make una abeg subscribe to my YouTube channel, Edo Gist TV.
Governor Okpebholo passed a law to reduce crime and said the only way to reduce crime is to destroy houses of criminals. Not investigating, not, how do I call it, not protecting the people in the state, not improving on security first, but just discover that a crime took place in a hotel or in a house, irrespective of the owner of the house. That house has to come down immediately. You see, we find out so many reasons behind all these things. I spoke about it that he shouldn't use vendetta in carrying out all his duties or all his activities in Edo State. Some refresh came to my platform, not more than 2 or 3 anyway. Majority of them said what I said was very educative and I spoke very intelligently on this issue. As I said, election has come and passed. This is about putting things right in the state that I belong to, that I cherish a lot in the state. You see, when you are allowed people who are very, very low in intelligence and who are not qualified to govern a state like Edo that is very, very complexive of different tribes and different ethnicity, but govern or has an umbrella of a state called Edo State. You'll be very, very surprised of what happened in Edo State. Now, let me start giving you these points. The first building that I want to speak about is the Black Arts Movement building that was destroyed in Edo State, that has been established there for some years now. I think in Amagba, I guess so. And this is areas where their society has been carrying out their usual national meetings in Edo State. Now, if the government really wants to go after these criminals, that they say that these places are used on criminal activities, why do you not fish out the members first and try to at least disband the association, cancel their registration and say it's now to become this member of this so-called or whatever? No one is exceptional, okay? Because most things we see on social medias are propagandas, you understand? Like the very young man that they executed live on the street in Benin, and they mentioned a certain group name when they were giving out the last bullets to end the life of this gentleman. It doesn't really mean that these are people carrying out this problem, you know. But in a developed society or a nation that is trying to grow very fast or know things right, need to carry out investigations on how to kill the problem. You see, when you slap a child, that does not mean that he will not repeat the same mistakes again. But I want to come to you. We found out a lot of details about these whole issues. Now let's talk about the cult issues first. I don't belong to one. I don't envy anybody. I'm not against anybody in my state. But I just want to be having a state that I will go and visit and have a peaceful holiday and stayed and have a peaceful, how do I call it, stayed in that state. Now, you went to destroy a building assumed to be a place where 20-something boys and girls were arrested, being imprisoned privately or illegally in that building. Now, investigation that has been carried out has discovered that that house was owned by somebody who has spent years in overseas to achieve that beauty for herself or for himself. And these are people in diaspora who decided to invest in Edo State. Now, giving the house to agents to rent it out for him or her, the agent rented it out to the wrong persons, you understand? The government did not put any situation or any conditions or rules and regulations on renting out houses. That look, before you rent a house out in Edo State, you must bring these people to those who are you are taking to any house with their documents, where they work, who they are, what they do for a living, and stuff like that. There's no rules and regulations for that. When you were passing the law of destruction of house, these laws were not passed in Nigeria. Now, you went back to the house. I saw you using your hanky to cover your nose. That is, you said, look at the fetishes they are doing. You are an Asian man that I know very well that every black man operates and serve idols in Nigeria. What you showed to us in the backyard was a soup. We call it in Benin, which most houses have in Benin City, right? Okay. Now my point is that you arrested those who were criminalized on issues, and you know who were behind it. But did you find out who owns that house? Did you find out how they were in that house? Did you find out who rented that house to them? And did you find out exactly why they were living in that house there? Nothing was done. You just went there, destroyed the house because you saw juju in that place. When you know that Africans juju, Benin, especially Benin, there's no house, there's no ogun. There's no house that is not, we don't have a soup. Most old houses or current houses that does not believe in Christianity or Muslim or Hindu or Hare Krishna or whatever, has what they believe on. That house was destroyed. And these of you helping the governor for what he's doing are not helping anything at all. I have just a simple questions. If the government really want to ban cultism, it should ban the existence of cultism in Benin totally. And most of these cult associations in Nigeria that you call cults, they don't believe them. They are all cults, okay? But they are how do I call it? They are legally registered and get a land, build a house for their meetings, take meetings in that place there. Why not create a surveillance cameras in those areas and see those who go in, those who come out? Now, I'll give you a very simple example. How many of you remember one commissioner of a tourist, Heathrow, okay, who was arrested in Holland, France, that was now later referred back to Italy and served some jail terms, and later on he declared him innocent. Okay. Did you see the white man misbehaving on trapping of people's human rights? Though they treated him unhuman, but at the end of the day, he was released, right? They did not go to the place he made that meeting. Now, let me tell you the story, what really happened over the issue. So a few years back, before my friend was arrested, not my friend, sorry, my co-Edoma was arrested in Holland, I was transferred to Italy, was when he came to Italy for a visit, okay? A man that was appointed as a commissioner, probably your folks that you study with, you school with, all came to your place to visit you in the hotel you were lodging at. Unknowing to him that most of these guys are already in surveillance with the Italian police, seeing them going out, coming out to see one single person, that they now classified him as a member of those guys that come to see him there in that hotel. That was why he was declared wanted by the Interpol in Europe. And that matter is like that. All those guys that participated in terrorism worldwide, that destroyed the World Trade Center in New York, has parents, has mother, has children. And they planned that issue in a hotel, in a house, in an establishment. Did you see Americans went there to go and destroy the practices? They went straight for those who were against the law of the land and treat their fuck up the way it's supposed to be. Even when they were treating their fuck up, people came out also to them, were trampling on their human rights. Right. Now, I want to ask you, are you telling me that if you really want to stop cultism in Edo, is by destroying properties owned by people who are not, or even though they are cult members? If I own a hotel and you come to my hotel to lodge in my hotel, all I need from you, it is your passport or your ID and your name to register you and give you a room. It is not my duty to ask you if you are working or not working, as you can pay me the money. It is the duty of the government to come to my hotel and say, look, who are your lodgers in the hotel? I will show them the hotels, the lodgers in my hotel. And if anyone is found wanting, they take him away, and that's all. In as far as I'm not accomplished of them lodging in that hotel, they're just purely customers. Now, in APC, as we talk today, the top men in APC, they all belongs to court. Edo, as present today now, all the persons in government, 69% of them are court members, different court members. That does not make them criminal. That does not make them kidnappers. That does not make them killers. Okay. I cannot have a 6 apartment in Edo State, rent it out to people who came to me and paid me legitly, and I gave them receipts, and I registered the contract. At the end of the day, you call them an armed robber or kidnapping issues. You come to my house to destroy my house. Edo, you people should be very, very careful on the way you support nonsense. I see, when I did my last video, I told you guys that some fools will come and support these activities and these ideas. I see some of them, men and women, coming out to say, why did you not come out to speak when Obaseki was destroying houses in Edo State? Now, let's come to board. Oshomole destroy houses in Edo State. Look, we didn't destroy houses in Edo State. Where will it also destroy houses in Edo State? The government has every right to destroy houses that are built in illegal structures, trespassing on government properties, moving your house above the line given to you for constructions in the street, even though the house is built legally or acquired documents legally. You can check and say, look, 50 meters to the road. If you see that, they destroy the fence. Okay. But now, what I'm seeing in Edo State is that I've warned before and I warn again. Negbineki house was marked. I'm not sure they destroyed it any longer. Probably maybe they hear what we're saying, they stop it, right? I want to take a case study of that gentleman who said he has a son that he trained to the university levels, who has been his problem, he has reported to the police, who has tried to rehabilitate him with millions of naira to make him a good son in his house. Now, he wasn't around when this incident happened in his house. Then he reported the case to the police. Then, later on, the house was also destroyed. Evans was arrested. And they destroyed his own personal house because they know that he uses illegitimate money to build that house there. But if you arrest anybody, for example, most of your members who are court members now in your place, in your government, they are all living within the government house there. If one of them is allegedly accused of killing or kidnapping, would they now come to the governor's house and destroy it, or the government office to destroy it? Fellow Nigerians, Edolites, all of you that are clapping glamorously for this governor today now, I'm not against you guys. It is just the level of your understanding. Because I don't work in it is your height. That is where you have your eyes, right? If you are just a meter tall, you get your eyes from there too. If you are 2 meters, your eyes is structures to the height of your self. You understand? But I call again. I'm not here for partisan politics. Be very careful. I repeat again. Be very, very careful. Because if you really want to deal with cultism, first of all, you clean up your house first. If you don't know, check very well. When you are going on that mission, there are some members who are very critical about the issue that was not with you in that place there. There is a reason. According to my friend in Napoli, he get why. You see, every day we come here on board to speak to you guys. It's not because we don't like you guys. Right? We speak what we know that is right. Most people call me that I'm biased. I'm biased because I treat issues the way it comes. I don't have a permanent enemy, no a permanent friends. Whether you are in government, whether you're a family member, or whether you are just a friend. I say things the way it is. Most guys who condemned me many years ago in my city here, today realize that this is who I am. I don't, how do I call it? I don't play bias because I like you, or because I hate you. I speak to the issues on board. Godwin, Monday, Okpebholo, Your Excellency, let me use that one. I told you, you are the governor of Edo State, until proven otherwise by the Supreme Court. But I want to say again and again, what you are doing does not go well with the Edos. They are quiet, they don't speak. We are very few that have the courage to tell you the truth. The way you are going, now, you created a decree that anybody found wanting in cultism, kidnapping, everything, their house will be destroyed. Now, who now found them wanting? Just men allegations or confession made by under duress. That is not the way to go. The law must confirm them guilty of any offense. And you must not throw the baby and dirty water away at the same time. Separate it, Governor Okpebholo. I'm coming here again. This is my last topic about this issue. I won't come here again to advise you. I will not. I will talk about the issues concerning my territory, my traditions, and my culture concerning Igbanke. That's what will be my next video. But I come here again with all my heart. With all my heart. I see the other lady that day, the one that was in exile in Abuja for many months, that has now back to Benin again. I'll be saying, Peh! I won't mention him. I don't hate you. You're not my enemy, but I'm only telling you. Obaseki destroyed houses that was not having CFO. Obaseki destroyed houses that trespassed on the government properties. If anybody said Obaseki destroyed his house and his house has a regular document, let him come out on my comment section. Give me your names and your details. your house will be rebuilt and you'll be compensated in tenfold. This is the gospel truth. If Obaseki says, I'm sorry later, it's probably because of the voice there was so many about it. But I know that what I know is that every house demolished by the past government was demolished because they obstructed the rules and regulations of the land. Okay, that's the truth. But I don't support destruction I don't support destructions of houses or edifices that is built in the land already. That place can be converted if found guilty in the law court to a different use in the society. Okpebholo, I saw you announcing on May 1st, saying you increase the salary of workers to 75,000. When the federal government was paid 28,000, the previous government increased its own to 40,000. 2 years later, he moved it to 70,000. You can see the margin. Federal government 28, he moved his own to 40. That was 12,000 increase. From 40 to 70, 30,000 increase. Intended to do more if the system continues. Now, just to counterbalance what he did, you came out and increased with 5,000 naira. That is a taxi fare from Sapele Road bypass straight to Obayi. The money is gone. If you even want to join buses, you understand. But kudos, it's not a complete failure on that aspect. I have to be very frank with you. But what I came here to tell you this evening is that my honorable governor, use your sense, because those who are ruling with you in the cabinet, many of them are court members. Some of them joined in the primary schools, some joined when they were in secondary schools, some joined in the higher institution levels, and today they are decent people working and doing decent jobs in Nigeria. Destroying of houses does not stop criminality in Edo State. Destroying of houses does not stop cultism. She started destroying houses, have the killing stopped in Edo? No. That guy that was massacred in Edo State 5 days ago, you destroyed more than 2 or 6 houses in various local governments in Edo State. Improve your security, improve your intelligence, improve your informations in the state. You cannot destroy people's houses that are sold in the winter, spring, summer, every day to save their money and invest in the state. If you look very carefully, Governor, if your friends will tell you the truth, go check internet in Edo State. Houses on sales and properties on sales in Edo State has increased by 600%. You will see 6 flats with land, they will say 25 million, 30 million. Why do you think these people are selling their properties in Edo State? Are all these guys or ladies or men, are they in problem? Are they in financial situations? No, not all. Some of them want to relocate and invest in other states that they will have peace of mind. What you are doing now, you will start seeing people sleeping in the street, nobody giving people houses again. Because we that live in the house, brother, can try to lock our house up and sleep there when we come out on vacations, even though the whole flat are there. But we don't feed with the money in Nigeria. Believe me honestly, 8 flat salary payment cannot feed anybody 1 month in the poorest country in Europe. Nobody in Edo State can pay 5 million in a year in an apartment. In Lagos, probably. In Port Harcourt, probably. In Abuja, probably. So please, I call again. I'm appealing to you. Okpebholo, please be very watchful. Be very watchful. Open your eyes. Use your common sense. Destroying of property cannot stop cultism, cannot stop criminalities. Investigate them. If you want to disband it, disband it. Anybody being a member, then you disband it. Create laws about that. Not destroying of innocent people's properties. So far, every property you destroy so far are money sweated for in the winter, in the summer, in overseas. Heathrow Hotel, I still believe it's still standing. Probably maybe somebody have called you and say, look, be very careful. Because we know the role all of you are playing. You are the only person that is single there. Your vice governor are friends to many of these guys that you know. The man that sponsored you when you were coming to power too was once in the other party. Half of your party members today were once in PDP. All of you are the same coins. All of you. You understand? So, if you want to deal with security, you bought van that day. Empower the vigilante. Empower civil corps. Empower the police. Empower the mobile police. Empower the military if you can do that. But please, my governor, stop the destruction of houses. That lady, you destroy his house, does not live in Nigeria. His parents will not live in that house there, and his people will not live in that house there. It was just a mere tenant. If you arrested them, you listen to their confession and see how they become living in that house there. That house has something to do to stop cultism or kidnapping in Nigeria. So far, people are complaining in various villages of herdsmen, killings. I listened to what I heard Obasagbo on the other day that people were killed in that village there by herdsmen. I've not seen you doing anything tangible. Why not you make it compulsory? All those herdsmen that you know, all those Fulanis, all those that live in the northern, came from the north to Nigeria, to Edo State, they have right to move from one place to another in Edo State, but they must be known to the government. Because when I went to Nigeria the other day, if you pass through Sapele Road to the end of bypass, straight to Olubu, every junctions, you don't see minimal there standing for daily job. Or they are all northerners. They have a place they're sleeping. You don't even know their datas. You don't even know where they live. You don't even know who keep them in the house. Why not make a sound warning and give regulations to landlords and landladies? It was existing before in Benin when I was in Benin. If you want to give a house to any young boy or any young man that has no wife and children, even if he has a wife and children, he must produce where he's working to enable him to pay you salary in the house. You don't give houses to people who are unemployed. If it's a farmer, you find it out it's a registered farmer who make money from that farm before you give it out. Why not create these laws first and see those who bypass these laws? Then you don't find them guilty of giving house to illegal people in Edo State. I call again. I know I came out this night or this early morning. It is just to give this warning again. Advice, warning, idea to you on how to cope insecurity. First, you bought buses. Label those buses, equip men and women to move on those buses. Rectify the street light that you said is no problem. That street light is just to buy pole and buy transformer. We are waiting. 100 days has passed. No transformer, no street light, nothing like that you have improved on apart from the one that you met on ground that are not even working any longer. Okay. You are doing your best, I know. But believe me honestly, Governor Monday, Okpebholo, don't let them hype you to problem. Edo is a complex state. Edo is a complex state. Edo is a complex state. I tell you again, we've seen those who have worked endlessly with their life. See, I know most of these bloggers who were supporting the other party before are now switching to your side, hailing you what you are doing. If you want to stop cultism, eliminate those who are members in your cabinet. We know them. There are so many. I'm not saying they are bad, but if you want to cut it off, cut them off first. Disband it in Edo State. You can come out this morning and say, you, the Excellency, Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebholo, henceforth, all cultism in Edo State is been declared illegal. Illegal. For that simple reason, anybody who declares himself as a member will now be prosecuted as has violated the rules and regulations or the laws that you place in the land. I always come in peace for the past months that election has passed. It's not time for fight. It's time for solutions. Okay. Most of these men that sell land 3, 4, 5 times in the villages in our place are all the same members. And most of your friends are members of this place. You know that most of your cabinet are in that place there. I saw one of my young friends, Dada Amas, who lives in Germany. I don't know most of these bloggers who live in a comfortable environment, who live in a democratic system of government, who see that their country is not practicing the same thing that they enjoyed in Europe, support illegality in their state just because they get small change from the government or whatever. I am not saying people collect money, but I know that most of you will not support evil when you don't get anything in returns. We'll be seeing a series of issues. There are killings in Oyo, there are killings in Ondo, there are killings in Calabar, there are killings in Rivers, there are killings in Enugu and everywhere. None of the government has demolished houses that kidnappers rent. You can destroy the kidnappers' house even when I don't support destroying any house in Nigeria. But not to say a kidnapper rented a house from a landlord because he's a kidnapper, his house will be demolished. It is not wise. It does not make you intelligent, my governor. Please, wake up from your slumber. Wake up from your slumber. Those hype men, even one of your hype men is a member. I have his boys here with me. They said he's their oga. So, why are you allowing a cultist to hype you in the public? If you wanted to fight cultism in Edo State, I don't see cultism as anything. We have it here in Europe too. There are a lot of society in Europe here. Ogboni is a cultist. Ogboni is a cult. Amok is a cult. Ayala is a cult. What's it called again? So many other cults are in Benin. It doesn't really mean that they are bad or they are wicked. Wow, Oba of Benin once told us in Rome that Azim also Babe, Oba Yadoledoji. So for my area, those who are destroying the city, eliminate them. We are in support of you in doing that. But the way you are going now, you are offending those who are sweat and work endlessly for their money in overseas. I cannot build a house in Benin or have a hotel in Benin, give it to a manager to manage it for me, while I expect the money to give me the hotel to give me returns just because the girl was murdered in my hotel room. In the hotel that I built in Benin, you go there to destroy my hotel. Okay, if Imadu Yekene is a member of a court and he has his men and they come to visit him in the hotel, they sit in a lounge or maybe they sit in a bar in his hotel there and we're drinking and everything, that does not mean they are planning evil against the city. But they're planning, if, for example, I don't belong to it, so I don't speak evil of what I don't know. But I'm only telling you that if you want to stop the killing, improve security in your state, not destroying houses. Because so far, no court has condemned any of your suspects. So allegedly, they are suspects. They are not convinced of the crime. They are not convicted of the crime. So please, my governor, move a step backward. Your decision. The laws remains, but be very careful. A word is enough for the wise. I won't waste my time again in preaching to you. I have spoken to you very gentle, very intelligently, slowly, and understanding to you to know how you track on issues. Because you were groomed up with experienced politicians, but I'm surprised to see you behaving this way. Let's put aside your vibrance that we don't support, but at least let your actions be on the right move, on the right track, on the right direction that will help the state to live in peace and have a peaceful environment. The is in the corner has started already in Benin. We see how many houses, how many roads, how many cars, how many people are stuck on erosions in Benin. Your hype man did not call it now. I remember you vividly, my governor, present governor, that you went and folded your trouser at the streets in GRA and said, look at River Obaseki, that you cannot even do this road. But today, we have bigger rivers in your face. We are black out in your face. 100 days is small. You still have many years to stay in power. If the Supreme Court confirm you finally as a governor. But please, use your energy and focus on the reason why you were voted into power. Listen, or the reason why you were placed in power. Because I don't know whether you won the election or you didn't won the election. Because the election has been contested fully, heavily by the oppositions. Until they declare you a full winner, I will not declare you a full winner too. Because your position is in that contest. But don't forget, this is purely Asian tenor. If you try to sacrifice the Benins and forget about your people, 4 years to come, 3 years to come, they will work with us and remove you and put in somebody else there. I said it again and again and again. Use your number 6. Try to be and act like an intelligent illiterate. Houses you are destroying, there was no call for it. I've never seen where a man go to jail because his brother committed a murder. In Nigeria, I've never seen where a house was destroyed and any parents still have a house in Benin. The mother was still living when Anini was executed. The sister has a fundamental human right to move freely in Edo State. No matter how notorious Anini was, he committed a crime. He's an adult. It's only when you carry a 14-year-old boy committing a crime like that in the house of his father, then you blame the father for it because he's a minor. Adult is an adult. You need to apologize to that man you destroy his house. That is a massive building. May seen that man is not a millionaire. He spent all his life inheriting that building. You made a very big mistake. As I said before, none of that challenging you now. On the issue of my friend Tony Kabaka, I also came out to say, look, brother, don't rake with the government. They can do or not do and go free. That is Nigeria for you. But please, we don't want to make the same mistakes that was made by the previous government by demolishing houses. It is not the best way to go. We've never supported that idea. But I tell you again and again, use your number 6. Just use your common sense, Mr. Governor. Stop destroying houses, especially houses belonging to the opposition. I see your supporters hyping you for it. They will leave you very soon. Most of them campaign for you now with once in the other side, and then on your side. We are the holistic people that speak from every angle of their body without having any card of any political party. We believe in somebody, we trust that person, we campaign for him freely without asking a dime in return. Lastly, let me tell you, if somebody you love so much refuses to love you back in return, walk away, have your peace of mind, while there's somebody in the corner waiting to be everything for you without asking a dime in return. If you understand that parable, you should never cease. You will know. As I said, I'm not here to stay throughout the night. I just want to pass this message to you, my governor. Be wise. Those dancing to your tune are not your friends. They are there because you're in power. If you have lost, you will have lose half of these people supporting you now. They will not even call your number anymore again. I know how many are flying from abroad now to pay you course visits. You will still be receiving titles now from everywhere in Isha and Benin. Some villages in Benin and Isha area, Koko area. People will be calling you. They'll give you titles, they'll give you names. Do you really deserve it? No. They are doing it for their benefits. But I want to appeal to the Benins, the SSAs. Don't look above this issue, above the previous government. Look it in a holistic manner as a human being. That if your brother build a house in GRA or Saple Road and rent it out, unfortunately some of these tenants are hooligans and they killed and kidnapped people, can your house be destroyed because you rented a house mistakenly for a kidnapper? When you collaborate with those who live in your house, then you are guilty. Carry out your proper investigation. I call on you again and again. May God bless everybody, especially those. But you can leave your comments. If I said anything bad, say anything you want to say. But please stop insulting people. We are just trying to see Edo work. Most of us are tired in living overseas. No matter what you get here, there's the big thing we don't want to continue saying here is a strong winter and the inhuman, diplomatic inhuman treatment they give to us in this place here. I have served in so many capacity in overseas, politically, but I'm nobody in Nigeria. But over where I live here, I'm not a pushover in politics. And I have a black skin, but I have a white vote. To all the white men that live in my city here, they know me. Election is coming up now in my city, and I know how many calls I've received to try to support candidates that they know that will perform very well. Once again, Okpebholo, focus on good governance, not demolition of houses. I rest my case. God bless you all for listening to me, and may you all live and have good heads. But lastly, my vice governor, Dennis Hausa, please, you will be somebody that I respect so much, not because you're senior to me, but because of your doings when you were a senator at the House of Rep. But the way your master is trekking now will not progress. You will not progress in your career with this if it continues like this. Because they will do it to a point where they will not step on toes that are bigger than them. Being a state governor don't mean that, though you have power to do anything, but sometimes, and I repeat again, if people lose election, it doesn't want to be said, but we'll find a place to go for an exile. That's my conclusion. Bye-bye, everybody.